60 Minutes, Rewind.
Oprah is Oprah Winfrey. Until 3 months ago, most Americans had never heard of her. Her colorful and controversial daytime talk show was a big hit in Chicago, where she went head-to-head with the Phil Donahue show and beat him badly, but she was local. And then 3 months ago, she went coast to coast in syndication, and her audience ratings have soared. She has said, "I was like a hit album waiting to be released. I knew my day would come." Well, it has. Oprah has arrived.
I have a gift. I understand that it's a gift to be myself in front of the camera. I am as comfortable in front of the camera as I am breathing. You know, the little red light comes on, it's like, "Hey there, how you doing?" The first day I did it, I came off the air and I said, "This is it."
She was born 32 years ago in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, and raised by her grandmother. Her parents were divorced. After Mississippi, eventually she wound up living with her father in Nashville, Tennessee. She said she never experienced any racism while she was growing up. She was always the best in her class, won all the prizes. People who knew her back then say they were sure that she was going to be famous one day. When she was only 16, she got a job reading the news at a Nashville radio station. Later, she went to Tennessee State University. She won the Miss Black Tennessee contest, and when she was 22, she moved to Baltimore and became an anchor woman on a local TV news show.
This was 60 pounds ago.
You mean you were 60 pounds lighter?
60 pounds ago, I think of my life in terms of my thighs. Well, the new assistant news director came to me and said, "You know, your hair is too long, it's too thick, your eyes are too far apart, your nose is too wide, and your chin's too long, and you need to do something about it." He thought Christina Kroft had a problem. But they sent me to this shishi-poo-poo salon, and in a week I was bald. Just devastated.
You mean they did it to your hair?
Yeah, I had a French perm and it all fell out. Every little strand. I was left with 3 little spriggles in the front. Funny to you. They tried to change me, and then they're stuck with a bald black anchor woman. I went through a real period of self-discovery because you have to find other reasons for appreciating yourself. It's certainly not your looks. So for the first half hour, I want to talk about creative visualization because a lot of people don't know what the hell it is. Yeah.
Well, today, 10 years later, her audience obviously has found her good to look at and to listen to.
Do not. I hate that. Absolutely hate it.
Wait.
I got
Isn't this a miracle?
She arrives at the studio in Chicago each morning by 7 o'clock. She insists she doesn't do much in the way of preparing for a daily show. She prefers to wing it, she says. Feels that if she talks about the things that interest her, the same things will interest the audience.
I love it when fun things happen! I love this! Yeah, my staff kids me because they say, you know, the reason I can interview all these people is because I think I'm every woman and I've had every, malady, and I've been on every diet and I've had, men who have done me wrong, honey. So I relate to all of that and I'm not afraid or ashamed to say it. So whatever is happening, if I can relate to it personally, I always do.
Personally, it galls me for that man to bring that woman into your house, into your bed, on your sheets. It galls me.
She mixes a little of Dear Abby with a lot of Dr. Ruth.
Okay, do you worry about your own sense of sexuality, though? Because, most people think you stop having sex when you're 40.
Do I worry about it?
Yeah.
No, if the right guy comes along, I might try it.
You feel that you get to the truth with the people you talk to, by and large?
Yeah, for the most part, yes.
Because of some special quality?
No, I think I get to the truth because I am truthful. And, like today, a woman was on, we were talking about how to get a man to marry you, the right man. And this woman is sitting on the air telling me about how she got her husband and how she never criticized her man. And then she later in the show said, "Oh yeah, I did criticize."
And you criticized his sexual
He said,
competency?
what's wrong with me? And I said, you don't make enough money and you're not good enough in bed.
Tony!
I can't believe I said this on TV.
Well,
and this was live?
This was live, and she says, "Oh, you can just take that out of the tape, right?" No, we can't. I say, we're live. And that's because people get very comfortable, I think. And the reason they get comfortable is because I am comfortable.
Caller, you say what? You're on the air.
Although she talks about all kinds of things, one of her favorite subjects is something she feels is missing in her own life: how to catch and keep a man.
You're in the grocery store line. He's ahead of you. He's getting ready to leave. What do you say in that short amount of time so that you can establish some contact later on.
Okay, I say, you're very attractive. I'd like to spend some time with you.
I didn't say that!
I would think you'd be a pretty tough lady for a fellow to handle. I mean, come on. Ambitious. Out front. You really don't have much time, honestly, for a guy. You got time for yourself for now.
I think that I'd be really great with some guy, but no. I'm not going to go around hoping and praying for it anymore. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'll get a kitten.
The story will continue after this.
I need pantyhose!
She works with a very small staff. Almost all of them were there when she came to the show, and almost all of them are white. She says that when the show expands, she'll look to hire more black people.
But I also believe in excellence, and the people that I have are excellent. I mean, it would be absolutely ridiculous to get rid of those people just because they're white. You know, that's racism in reverse. So as we bring on additional staff, you know, I will make sure that there's some black people included.
Isn't this the worst you've ever seen? Don't you hate this?
You know, people see me and they see that, you know, I am black and it's something that I celebrate. But I don't feel that it's something I need to wave a banner about, which used to cause me all kinds of problems in college.
You mean you weren't active enough?
No, I was not a dashiki-wearing kind of woman. No.
And people were angry at you, your friends? Why aren't you out front?
Yeah.
And you'd tell them?
Excellence is the best deterrent to racism. I was already working in television at the time, and I believe that the struggle had taken a new direction, and that was for us to be the best, to make the most of the doors that had been opened.
And that's the message she passes along every chance she gets.
I am one black woman. The drums of Africa still beat in my heart. They will not let me rest until every black boy and every black girl has had a chance to prove their worth. One black woman.
At a seminar for 500 kids on sex and teenage pregnancy, the gospel that she preaches is a very personal one.
I have been in the back seat with some Negro with his hand on my breast, talking about, baby, you don't have to, in one breath, and the next minute saying, if you love me, you really would. But had I not said no, I could be in a position that would never have allowed me to be able to do the things, be all that I can be right now. Because when I was 17, Lord, if William Taylor had married me, I'd have been married to a mortician right now, because that's what he is. I've been married to a mortician and probably teaching Sunday school in Nashville someplace, because I wanted him, Lord, I wanted him. Threw his keys down the toilet, I wanted him. Stood in front of the door and threatened to jump off the balcony if he didn't stay. I wanted him. I was on my knees begging him, please don't go, please don't go. To this day, I thank God he left.
She wanted to do more to help young black girls. So she and the women on her staff formed a little sister group with youngsters from one of Chicago's housing projects. In order to be able to stay in the group, there are two basic rules. You must do well in school, and you can't get pregnant.
2 by 2, they're going to walk.
They get together several times a month. This night, at a pajama party in Oprah's living room.
I can't quite hear that.
What's going to happen?
The stars will fall like cinders.
Along with the laughing, there is always something serious, something new to learn. Some way for the kids to stretch their horizons.
The night with the moon and stars.
And always there is the mention of God.
He hurled the world, and God said, that's good.
God.
God, yeah.
Important to you?
Oh, yeah. I love her. I do. I think, you know, what's so important to me is that God isn't a he or she, but is everything. I think that the path to our spiritual involvement is the greatest journey we all take. And that I think that's part of the reason why I am as successful as I have been, because the success wasn't the goal. The process was. I wanted to do good work. I wanted to do well in my life.
Bigger Thomas?
And she always wanted to be an actress. It's lunchtime here on the set of her current film.
Well, yeah, he told me not to peek too soon, so I'm trying my best not to cry. Every time I look into your big browns, though, I want to lay out my soul on the table.
After her success in The Color Purple, she got lots of movie offers. The one she chose is the screen version of Richard Wright's classic novel, Native Son. The story of a young black man who murders a white girl. Oprah plays his mother. She says she learned this technique from Steven Spielberg, that it helps her get to the right emotional pitch.
Okay.
Bringing in the Thomas family.
Okay.
That'll be the cut right there?
That'll be the cut, yes.
Okay, that's as far as it goes. Let's all go back to one.
And we'll get very
Oprah,
specific marks.
some makeup. What do you have to do?
He's got to watch.
Life is like a mountain railroad with an engineer that's brave.
She sings these old Negro spirituals because she says they depress her, and that helps her get into character.
From the cradle to the grave. Do I look bad? Yes. I feel bad. Thank you. I'm going to continue acting. I think it's very important. And you will only see me do roles that I consider important. I'm lucky enough to be in a position to not have to act to pay the rent. And so I can choose good work and develop good work for myself.
Figure they treating you all right, son.
But that's the movies, and only once in a while. Television, every day, is where you'll get to know her, and she's confident you'll get to like her. So this show that's just getting underway nationally.
Mm-hmm. It's going to do, it'll do well.
And if it doesn't?
And if it doesn't, I will still do well. I will do well because I'm not defined by a show. You know, I think we are defined by the way we treat ourselves and the way we treat other people. You know, it would be wonderful to be, you know, acclaimed as this, you know, talk show host who's made it. That would be wonderful. But if that doesn't happen, there are, you know, other important things in my life.
And a fella.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing you're not sure of.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it will happen. It will happen. It will happen. I keep saying, but now I say to myself, if I lose 40 pounds, maybe it'll happen then. Then maybe it'll happen, you know, before the movie I said, after the movie it'll happen. Then before the Oscars it'll happen. I don't know. I think it will. If it doesn't, I might come a-calling on you.